Good afternoon. Welcome to Midcap Radar. I'm Reema Tendulkar. With me is Sonal Bhutra, and these are the top stories this Tuesday afternoon. Midcaps trade flat, largely in line with the large peers. Utilities, energy lead gains, while consumer durables sulk. Nifty Pharma trades just below the flat line.
Crompton Greaves Consumer Electrical slumps after its CEO of over 7 years exits, and analysts fret over the new CEO's lack of operating experience in the sector.
Ipca Labs slips after it laps up a 33% stake in Unichem for over 1,000 crores and plans an open offer for an additional 26% stake in what is seen as a pricey deal.
Anupam Rasayan rallies after its $46 million supply contract with an American MNC, which will be over 5 years.
Mahindra Lifespace perks up as it lands a prime redevelopment project in western Mumbai. The residential property has a revenue potential of 850 crore rupees.
Good afternoon. Well, we are tracking markets which are absolutely flat right now. Okay, a 28-point gain, so to say, but it has been range-bound between levels of 17,716 to 17,792 on the upside. We've seen some recovery or some buying from the lows, and we are consolidating around levels of 17,773. The mid-cap side of things in line with the benchmark, so that index is up 33 points. But the outperformance is really coming in from the banking index, and that one is up 135 points and largely led by PSU banking index. So mostly all the indices are in the green today, barring Nifty Pharma and Nifty Media. But we'll have to see, since again the markets are in a slumber. Reema, interesting times again.
Do you know, we are in a bit of a slumber, but bit by bit markets are inching up, right, over the last couple of days. So this week itself, the Nifty has seen a rally of close to about 1%. PSU banks, PSU banks are doing well today, but I think this month itself, the sector has seen a phenomenal rally. Month to date, the PSU banking index is up 9%, while over the last 2 days, the PSU banking index is up 4.2%. But we'll talk more about it. In the meanwhile, let's talk about the market technicals. Shrikant Chauhan of Kotak Securities is now with us on the show now. Shrikant, 17,775 on the Nifty. It's just up close to about 0.2%, but at least it's consolidating with a positive bias after yesterday's gain. Would you trade the Nifty or the Nifty Bank?
Yeah, good afternoon, Rima. I think the markets are now very close to its important crucial resistance level of 17,800. So here it is better to stay away, and it is better to focus more on the stocks. The reason is because whenever the market has come to these levels, we saw U-turn in the market, and again it came back to the levels of 17,600. This time also, except IT, we are seeing a lot of activity in almost all the indices, but we need to see that whether the market is going to cross the level of 17,800 or not. But yes, on the dismissal of 17,800, certainly we can expect a good amount of momentum, and we can see the levels of 18,000. So at these levels, it is better to be more stock specific.
So when you're talking about this market being a very stock specific market, what would your individual bets be?
Yeah, Sonal, I think we need to focus on those companies which are really doing well in the past, and in the current momentum also they are participating. So based on that, we feel that we should be buyer at current levels on Dalmia Bharat, which it was around some 2050, 2060 levels. From there, all the way it corrected back to the levels of 1920, 1930 sort of levels. It is available at its strong support area, and most of the time whenever the stock has come to these levels, we saw some recovery. So here we should be buyer with a stop loss around 1870 on the downside. We are expecting stock to move towards 2050 or 2100 levels. And the other stock which we like is from chemical basket, and clean science is our top pick. Currently it is trading around some 1420, 1415. Here also we are of the view that it is very close to its important support areas. It was around 1500 levels. From there all the way corrected back to 1400. On daily basis it is forming some inverted head and shoulder formation, which is an indication of bullish consolidation. So certainly it's a buy at current levels with a target of 1550 on the higher side.
Thank you very much, Shrikant, for joining in. Let's get to our segment then. Midcap movers. Vivek is here with that list. Vivek.
Well, thank you so much for that. Quite a few stocks today buzzing around in trade, strong price action. First on our list, holding company JSW Holdings. After a while today, very strong price action in this particular name. Saxoft, another company, up 16% in the trading session today. BSE up almost 7%. News reports indicate that the company could be looking to monetize some of the stake that it holds as far as CDSL is concerned. That's aiding the gain over here. IFL Securities up on very strong volumes, and Fairchem Organics, again this particular name after a while up again on strong volumes. Some of the other names on the list on the back of very strong volume action. Remember Talbros, the company actually had an analyst meet yesterday where they indicated Talbros 2.0 roadmap ahead, and the back of that analysts have upgraded the stock a 4.5% uptick here. Stovecraft as well as Jamna Auto, both of these names up on very strong volumes in today's trading session. On the other hand, some of the stocks that are seeing quite a bit of profit taking or price correction, Atul Auto, Rainbow Medicare and Century Textile, after the results, all of these stocks are taking a knock in today's trading session.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So some interesting names there. The other one that I'm tracking, I just saw the sharp fall in Meghmani Finechem. That stock is down 5% because reported numbers just 10 minutes back and looks like a weak set. Their revenues are up 12.7%, but EBITDA is down 16.5%, leading to a fall in their profits as well to the tune of 23%. The management did indicate to us in Q3 that chlor-alkali prices, they have been falling, and this is something which would have impacted their profits this time around as well. We'll get, of course, more details in terms of what the pricing and volumes were, but for now, that's the reaction that we are seeing on Meghmani Finechem. With that, we'll slip into a short break. Up next, we'll be joined by Niranjan Hiranandani, MD of the Hiranandani Group, and Akshay Kumar, the CEO of Colliers International Property Consultant, to discuss opportunities in the redevelopment projects in the Mumbai city because this space is heating up. Stay tuned.
Blue, red, yellow. I'm a chameleon. It's my job to change color. But your wealth manager, well, they shouldn't be copying me, you know that, right?
Choose Nuvama. We only do what's right for you and your money. Nuvama. Let's do it right.
गुणवत्ता की बात चली है, एक नई शुरुआत मिली है, परिवर्तन को गले लगाकर अपनाएंगे ज़ेड। वोकल फॉर लोकल का नारा, अब एक ही लक्ष्य हमारा, आत्मनिर्भर बन जाने को अपनाएंगे ज़ेड।
Register with Ministry of MSME's ZED certification scheme today.
The last hour. Anything can happen between the bells. But what happens during the last hour is what matters the most. The biggest market swings. A close-up look at what's driving them. And how the investors are reacting. Watch the most seasoned market mavens guide you through the most important hour of the trading day. NSE Closing Bell. At these times, only on CNBC-TV18 and CNBC-TV18.com.
Co-powered by IBM.
अरे अभी तक मटेरियल आया नहीं? पैसे नहीं है, मटेरियल कैसे आएगा? अच्छा,
पैसे का आप भी टेंशन मत लो। यू ग्रो कैपिटल का ग्रो एक्स ऐप है ना, अब आपको भी मिल सकती है नॉन स्टॉप बिजनेस करने की आजादी।
इतनी जल्दी?
Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. Well, our realty index, that has been in focus. It has been an underperformer this year, but the demand that we are seeing in real estate generally has been very, very strong. So today, the index is up 0.4%, but it's absolutely a flattish move that we are seeing. There have been a lot of developments, particularly in Mumbai as a market. We have seen redevelopment coming back with a lot of gusto. Mahindra Life Spaces recently announced, in fact, it was last night itself when they said that they have won a redevelopment project in suburban Mumbai with a revenue potential of 850 crore rupees. And this is their second redevelopment project. Last week, we also got some reports suggesting that Prestige Estates is looking at the redevelopment bid. Keystone Realtors, which is the other listed company, they are going big on redevelopment. They said that it is a huge opportunity for us. So, of course, for all the players in the real estate market, especially functioning in the city of Mumbai, this seems to be the big theme. So, to discuss what the opportunity is, what is the size here, we are now joined by Niranjan Hiranandani, the MD of Hiranandani Group, and Akshay Kumar, who's the ex-CEO of Collier's International Property Consultants, to understand the nitty-gritties of this market and how big of an opportunity can this be. We are just awaiting Mr. Hiranandani's presence as well. But Mr. Kumar, let me come across to you first up. How big of an opportunity is it for the Mumbai market and for the developers in terms of the supply which is coming up? How much of the proportion goes for redevelopment now, because there's limited land in Mumbai, right?
Absolutely. The quantity of land available for developers to acquire fresh raw land is very limited. Therefore, redevelopment is a huge opportunity. Most of the city is built in the 60s, 50s, 70s, and 90s. And I think any stock built before the 80s is now due for redevelopment because the quality of construction has not been great historically. So the redevelopment potential is probably half the city itself. And especially the prime locations, which is central Mumbai, South Mumbai, the western suburbs. And now we are seeing some of the central suburbs as well, the pockets that are affluent, coming up for redevelopment in a really big way.
Sir, are approvals coming by easily for redevelopment project to get fast-tracked or even proceed as per the timelines that have been committed?
By and large, yes. I think the state governments become fairly proactive and approvals are coming through fairly quickly. The laws have got streamlined, and now with 51% of the members of the existing giving approval, you can actually go for redevelopment without any issue. So I think approvals is less of an issue as compared to the past.
So when we are talking about more demand coming in, of course, the registrations would include some of these redeveloped numbers as well. Mr. Hiranandani is joining us as well. Thank you so much for joining us on CNBC-TV18. As we were discussing with Mr. Kumar as well, there's been a big push for redevelopment. A lot of players, the bigger players as well, are entering that space. What's your take? Since you've seen the industry for such a long time, is this the next big opportunity? And how much of the supply, the fresh supply that will come in now, is coming from redeveloped projects?
Sonal, the situation is very, very, very hyper positive in terms of redevelopment. Large number of societies are coming in for redevelopment simply because the FSI, which is now available, is almost 2 to 3 to 4 times what is existing today on these society buildings. So buildings which are now more than 35, 40, 50 years, all are interested to go in for redevelopment because each of them can get a new property, probably little more area, and obviously this. So all put together, the answer to your question is yes, there is going to be larger number of redevelopment properties coming into the marketplace. And certainly we are going to see a huge amount of redevelopment take place, especially in areas like Mumbai region, where the value of the property on the resale is quite high. So I think put these two things together and you're going to see a huge amount of redevelopment taking place in the Mumbai and Mumbai suburbs.
Sir, any numbers or estimates of the size of Mumbai's redevelopment, Mr. Hiranandani? Currently, what's the value or the volume of redevelopment projects? How much is in the pipeline?
If you look at the total supply, as far as Mumbai is concerned, redevelopment projects would contribute about 2 to 3%. But this is going to definitely increase over a period of time. And I think it will go right up to 10 to 15% of the total market could become that. But that also depends on how fast the approvals and ease of business takes place. And unfortunately, even now, it's almost taking from the time you start negotiating with a society till the time you get the building approvals and get the environmental clearances and other things, it can take anything from 1 to 2 years before the buildings can even start. So though the market is hyped up in terms of redevelopment, for the quantum of area to come into the marketplace and make a difference will take a lot of time, at least 1 to 2 years.
Okay, 1 to 2 years is from the negotiation starting to the final approvals that we get here. And that is an important point, right? So let me take that point forward. Mr. Kumar, what are the other challenges, say, for developers wanting to enter the redevelopment space? And if they are, of course, FSI is one of the reasons why they would look at it as an attractive proposition. What are the other things that developers have to keep in mind and that is leading them to enter the space also?
Well, this space is much more profitable for developers, but the biggest pain point is actually negotiating with the existing members of the society and getting a deal signed out. That, as Niranjan aptly put it, takes a lot of time. It can take from 1 to 1.5 years just negotiating with society and society members. The good thing now is that the law allows you that once 51% of the members agree, the rest of the members have to fall in line. So that's made things a bit easier. But having said that, negotiating with the society, agreeing exactly how much extra area they can get, planning with them, where do they move out in the interim, some of these things can be really major roadblocks. Putting up the building itself, developers like Niranjan are experts. So that itself does not take so much time. They're used to doing that. It's really the pre-stuff that takes a lot of time and energy and effort.
Mr. Hiranandani, from a developer's point of view, is there any preference or any reason to go for redevelopment rather than purchasing or leasing a new land parcel and building afresh? What are the pros and cons from a developer point of view, and even monetarily, financially, what is more lucrative for a developer?
Sonal, I think what Akshay Kumar has correctly put across is the fact that the negotiations from a society is always going to be a time-consuming thing, and different people have different aspirations in life. Some of the people say, I don't even want a redevelopment. I'm very, very, very happy with what I have. On the other hand, the other people are quite aggressive, and we do find that people are interested. So the question is, the larger the society, the bigger the challenge in terms of seeing how we can be able to get everybody on one single page. That's really a big challenge. The second, of course, is the approvals. Approvals are taking a lot of time, much longer than what it used to. So I think those challenges are definitely there in the marketplace by the time you really get a product into the market and start the construction. And then, of course, to get alternate accommodation for the people who are living in the project. Also, even if you give them good rental values, they have to actually physically move out of the place. And that does take some time in terms of it, especially in the case of larger projects. So, and some of them, of course, want to have a buyout. So some of the people who want to leave say, oh, I would just like to sell what I have. Give me 20% lower than the market, but we'd like to, sell off our product and really go into another property straight away, and rather than wait for the development, etc. So different people have different potential interests in the redevelopment of the project. And the developer has to be savvy enough to actually take into consideration different people's interests in terms of going to do it. Akshay Kumar rightly said, the construction is not an issue as far as the developer is concerned, whether it's me or anybody else, but all the pros and cons which come with negotiation and closure with the society are definitely issues.
So, Mr. Hiranandani, we are at a time when not only the unlisted players, but a lot of these listed players, be it Keystone Realtors, be it Mahindra Life Spaces, all of them have announced their entry into the redevelopment projects, right? Do we need more players? We have seen Adani bidding for the Dharavi project as well and winning it. You think there'll be more competition, more entry here? And are you also one of the companies who are looking at the space?
Yeah, we are certainly looking onto the pace. In fact, our the first projects that we developed in various locations in Mumbai more than 35 years ago, though the buildings are very solid and wonderful standing, they want to go in for a redevelopment and have approached us. From that point of view, we have taken interest in redevelopment, and probably we should be online in another 3 to 6 months.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your analysis and thoughts as to what's happening with this big Mumbai redevelopment push and what developers are looking at in terms of profitability here as well. It was a pleasure speaking with both of you. Well, that's the word on Mumbai redevelopment market. A big opportunity here. FSI is higher for the builders, 3 to 4 times more profitable as well. But of course, comes with its own challenges. We'll slip into a short break.
You know, the challenge I can think about is just because of the construction, we've already gone through like a couple of months of dust pollution. So just imagine like half of the city going into redevelopment, what's going to happen to the air quality.
But I think it's here to stay, going by what the gentleman just told us. But we'll be in the wait and watch mode, right? So we'll take a break and get you more on the markets and stock specific action on the other side. Stay tuned.
अभी तक मटेरियल आए नहीं, पैसे नहीं है। अच्छा,
यूग्रो कैपिटल का ग्रोएक्स ऐप है ना, अब आपको भी मिल सकती है नॉन स्टॉप बिजनेस करने की आजादी।
इतनी जल्दी?
I am heat. Blazing heat.
I'll be right back.
Wait, what's the hurry? Blue Star Inverter AC with fast cool technology. Bye bye heat. Blue Star.
Z-Black Premium Agarbatti and Dhoop, official prayer partner, Delhi Capitals.
After the resounding success of India Inc. On the Move 2022 in Gurgaon, this year we're coming to Mumbai to explore how sustainable practices are the key to long-term success of the manufacturing industry. Get valuable insights from industry luminaries, experts and policymakers on how your business can prosper with this new paradigm for growth. Only at Forbes India and CNBC-TV18 present India Inc. On the Move, Sustainable Manufacturing, powered by Rockwell Automation. The last hour. Anything can happen between the bells. But what happens during the last hour is what matters the most. The biggest market swings. A close-up look at what's driving them. And how the investors are reacting. Watch the most seasoned market mavens guide you through the most important hour of the trading day. NSE Closing Bell. At these times, only on CNBC-TV18 and CNBC-TV18.com.
Co-powered by IBM.
Welcome back. It's flat on the benchmark indices, but underneath the surface, many individual stocks are moving around. High flyers in the railway space for the second consecutive day. RVNL up 9% today, but for the week so far, it's up 23%. That's in a span of about 2 days. You've got RailTel 2.5% up. In the last 2 days, the stock has gained close to about 9.5%. Nelco is looking up post its numbers. Strong set of numbers, 10% quarter-on-quarter revenue growth. The company's revenues on a year-on-year basis have surged close to about 14%. They've managed to maintain margins at 20.5%, and the street clearly likes the performance. Another one that we're tracking today is Anupam Rasayan, and that is gaining in trade after a large supply pact with an American MNC. What's the deal about the pact and the implications?
Well, it's another deal that the company struck in just last 10 days. The other one was with a Japanese MNC. This one is with an American MNC. And they're really making inroads in the international market with the agreements that they are signing in the last couple of days. It is a letter of intent worth $46 million, which is around 380 crore rupees. And this is to supply new age chemicals, advanced intermediates for the next 5 years. The product will, of course, products be manufactured at their upcoming multi-purpose facility itself. And this molecule is an advanced intermediate which will be used as a key building block and will be used for APIs, for engineering fluids which are high-end. It will be a higher margin product as well. They expect their share of revenues from the US to increase significantly after this particular letter of intent that they have signed. And it's important to note that it is the second such letter that they have filed in FY24 itself. There are more to come, it's what the analysts are expecting. And they're really making inroads in export markets, which works really well for the company. And that's why Street is liking this fact.
3.5% higher today. But now let's get to our mid-cap spotlight. Surabhi standing by its IIFL Securities. Post numbers, the stock has surged in trade. Surabhi?
Thanks so much for that. So IIFL Securities is on our radar today on the back of strong Q4 numbers. Now they have reported a strong set of numbers despite the volatility in the capital markets. On a sequential basis, the revenue was up 18%, the operating profit was up 31%. The operating profit margins have come in at 38% versus 34% in the previous quarter. The PBT was up 40% as well. When you look at the internals, they are not quite bad. The customer acquisitions on a sequential basis was lower, but it was in line with the company's guidance of acquiring more affluent customers. They have acquired 49,000 new customers versus 81,000 in the previous quarter. The average daily turnover, that was up 25% on a sequential basis. In the investment banking division, where ICICI Securities did not do as well because of the volatility in the capital markets, they on the other hand have completed 8 transactions in the capital markets across various segments, and they've also filed 6 DRHPs with SEBI in Q4, which gives them a good revenue visibility going ahead.
Thank you very much for that. 6% up now, but it's come off nearly 5 to 6% from the day's high. In the morning, it was up nearly 10%, and from its 52-week high, which was more than 100 rupees, the stock is slipped close to about 43-odd%. The 52-week high was hit last year in April of 2022, and it was a number of 102 rupees. With that, we're out of time on Midcap Radar. Thank you for watching Mutual Fund Corner when we return.